Gil Martin here, and welcome everybody to the Daily Packers Post, where we provide in depth daily coverage of your Green Bay Packers all year round. Today, we continue our position by position look at the Packers with our analysis of the linebackers. Now, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube and click the notification bell so you get new episodes as soon as they drop. The linebacking core for the Packers, well, it wasn't exactly working out the way people thought, and I think the reviews would have to be considered mixed. Quay Walker was one of the starters. He played in 13 games this season, and the former first round pick, well, he had a mixed year. I think he certainly had some good things about him. He led the team in tackles with 102. Certainly finished the season playing better football than when he started. Early on in the year, most of his tackles were coming far downfield after, a ball carrier or a receiver had already gained 4, 5, 7 yards, and Walker would make the tackle. But by the end of the year, he seemed to be getting it a little bit more, making more plays at or behind even the line of scrimmage. Finished the year with 9 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, and he broke up 2 passes. Look, if Walker's end of season performance is a harbinger of things to come, then he's taken a step forward, and that is great for the Packers' future. If not, and he goes back to being a guy who makes a lot of tackles but not a lot of impact plays, well, then you're in a different situation, and Walker remains, average to slightly above average as a linebacker. He's got great speed, but it's the awareness and the ability to read plays that I think he needs to work on a little bit more. And the Packers GM Brian Gutekunst does have to pick up or decline Walker's 5th-year option this offseason. So it'll be interesting to see what the decision is with that. Isaiah McDuffie wasn't expected to start, but he did end up starting all 17 games. The former Boston College star was second on the team with 97 tackles, including 3 tackles for loss. He recorded half a sack, forced a fumble, broke up 3 passes. And here's the thing about Isaiah McDuffie. He is a great teammate. He hustles. He has a high football IQ, smart player. And I like the way that he contributes on special teams. He is valuable as a backup linebacker, but probably because of his lack of size and elite athletic ability by NFL standards, he is not an ideal starter for your team. He's good against the run, but struggles a lot in pass coverage because of his lack of elite speed and size. So McDuffie is an unrestricted free agent this offseason. Would the Packers bring him back? Maybe at the right price. But again, the question is whether or not he'll seek an opportunity to play elsewhere where maybe he can have a bigger role next year. That is one option. But again, you have to remember also McDuffie played college football with Jeff Hafley for 1 year at BC, and he may be interested in sticking 1 more year with the Packers based on that relationship. It'll be interesting to see how things work out. Edgerrin Cooper, the rookie 2nd-round pick, he probably was one of the biggest pleasant surprises for the Packers. They brought him along slowly. He actually only started 4 games all season, played in 14, had 1 interception, broke up 4 passes, forced a fumble, recovered 2, and had 3.5 sacks, 87 total tackles, 7 quarterback hits, and led the team with 13 tackles for loss. Cooper looks like a playmaker, like a potential difference maker. Yes, he still made his share of rookie mistakes. Make no doubt about that. His reads were not always ideal. He certainly has more to learn to be an elite linebacker, but oh boy, does he come up and make plays. He penetrates the line of scrimmage to stop runs and screen passes. He knows how to get pressure on the quarterback. Again, the 3.5 sacks and 7 quarterback hits. 7 quarterback hits placed him tied for 4th on the team. And when you consider that he barely played 55% of the team's snaps, that is a very, very impressive statistic for the Green Bay Packers. And I'll tell you, the sky is the limit for this player. I am really looking forward to seeing what he can do in year 2. I think it's just going to be great to watch what he does. Now, those are the guys who got the bulk of the playing time at linebacker. We also have to mention Eric Wilson, who did start 12 games. Wilson, I really like Eric Wilson. Again, more considered entering the season a special teams guy than a starting linebacker, but ended up starting 12 games, intercepted a pass, broke up 2, forced a fumble, had 2 sacks, 72 total tackles, 7 of those for loss, hit the quarterback 4 times. Wilson, again, not the ideal speed, but he's experienced. He's smart. He knows how to play the game. Great on special teams. Again, better against the run on defense than he is against the pass, but more of a depth guy, ideally on your roster. But he played so well in the preseason and early on in the season that he really earned a starting spot. And you love to see a veteran guy who's mostly been a career backup go out there and show what he can do and prove people wrong. Like McDuffie, Wilson is an unrestricted free agent. We'll see whether or not Brian Gutekunst decides to bring him back. The other linebacker that got very little playing time on defense was draft pick ronhopper. He played in all 17 games, only made 9 total tackles, but really his play on defense was, well, pretty close to negligible. And all season long, he took 18 snaps on defense, played 215 snaps on special teams. I am looking forward to seeing what ronhopper can do. I think that the raw athletic ability is there. The Packers were very careful with him, and hopefully he shows more in year 2, especially if McDuffie and Wilson are not back. You're going to want ronhopper on the field at some point. As far as an overall grade for the Packers linebacking core, I'm going to give them, it's right in between a C+ and a B-. I'm going to go with a B-, mostly on the strength of Edgerrin Cooper and what he was able to do twice, NFC Defensive Player of the Week. I think that got them up to the B- range barely, but there is room for improvement if Hopper and Cooper take a step forward, and if Quay Walker shows that his strong finish was for real, this group has the potential to be even better, and we'll see what Brian Gutekunst does in the offseason to add at this position, whether it's a draft pick on day 3, a mid-range free agent, or even a trade. I wouldn't be surprised to see some additions at this position, but not a big, first-round pick or a high-priced free agent. Again, we'll see. Again, check out our website at thepackerspost.com. We have daily articles about your Packers. We go in depth all year long, Monday through Saturday. We're here Monday through Friday with new videos here on thepackerspost.com. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching. And of course, go Pack Go.